An old preacher was dying. He sent word for his banker and his lawyer, both members of his church, to come to his home. When they arrived, they were escorted upstairs to his bedroom. As they entered, the preacher reached out his hands and motioned for them to sit, one on each side of the bed. He clasped their hands, sighed peacefully, smiled, and stared up at the ceiling. For a long while, no one spoke. Both the banker and the lawyer felt honored and deeply moved that the preacher wanted them with him in his final moments. They were also confused. The preacher had never shown any special fondness for either of them. They remembered all too well his long, uncomfortable sermons about greed, covetousness, and avaricious behavior that had made them squirm in their pews. Finally, the banker broke the silence. "Preacher, why did you ask us to come?" The old preacher gathered his remaining strength and replied weakly, "Jesus died between two thieves, and that's how I want to go." A woman was having an affair during the day while her husband was at work. Her 9-year-old son came home unexpectedly, saw what was happening, and quietly hid in the bedroom closet. A few minutes later, the woman heard her husband arrive home, so she quickly hid her lover in the closet, not realizing the boy was already inside. The little boy said, "It sure is dark in here." The man replied, "Yes, it is." The boy said, "I have a baseball." The man answered, "That's nice." The boy asked, "Want to buy it?" "No, thanks. My dad's outside." The man sighed and said, "Ok, how much?" $250. A few weeks later, it happened again that the boy and the lover ended up together in the closet. The boy said, "It sure is dark in here." The man replied, "Yes, it is." The boy added, "I have a baseball glove." Remembering last time, the man asked, "How much? $750? The man sighed, "Fine." A few days later, the father said to the boy, "Grab your glove, let's go outside and play catch." The boy replied, "I can't. I sold my baseball and my glove." The father asked, "How much did you sell them for?" The boy grinned, $1,000. The father said, "That's terrible. You overcharged your friends way more than those things are worth. I'm taking you to church to confess." At the church, the father made the boy sit in the confession booth and closed the door. The boy said, "It sure is dark in here." The priest exclaimed, "Holy smokes! How much this time?"